But yeah, man, thank you guys for coming. Welcome to Just Unplug. You know, where you can be open up, be yourself really. No pressure. You know what I'm saying?
No pressure.
Some people are very like, they don't want to say certain things, but I feel like here, free of mind, and whatever your belief is what it is, isn't it?
So, say whatever you want and get yourself cancelled. that's the internet today.
Oh my god! Well, before we get started, I was thought of something like, I don't know. You guys like big music, like into music a lot, or just mainly fashion? Yeah. So I want to say, who is in terms of like legacy wise, like legendary stacks? I'm talking about. Who is better, Bob Marley or Michael Jackson? It's because I've been debating this on my mind. Like,
I'll let you go first.
Man.
good. Who do you think? Like, in terms of just like,
You know, Bob Marley.
because they both have this. How would I say?
I don't think it's fair actually.
It's not right.
Because it's not fair.
It's not right.
Because remember, that was in the era where I was having a conversation with London.
Yeah.
And I was kind of saying that in the olden times, you would have artists that are completely different to one another, but they'd be good enough in their league to meet each other to compete for awards.
Yeah.
And now we're in the era where everyone's on a copy and paste. If one man's doing this, everyone's trying to do the same thing. 'Cause
Exactly.
like London was saying, if you don't have a certain similar sound of what's big, people don't get signed. You know, they don't get on like you know what I mean. They're like, oh, it's not what we want right now, you know. And
Yeah.
so it's like I feel like Bob Marley had an untarnished legacy,
Absolutely.
which will just never die. It doesn't matter. Years and years to come, people are going to know about him. His songs are classics. But Michael Jackson was actually a hit factory machine. It's completely different. Like, he had so many hits everywhere. And I don't know any artist in the world till today that was so big that girls and guys fainted.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They fainted. When he just came on stage, they just fainted. The whole system of their body.
You remember that
shut
guy
down.
when Michael Jackson was like levitating and he climbed up, and then
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's like trying to hold him, but at the same time trying to sing. From that moment, I was just like, raw. That's what you call power, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's real fans. That's not just digital or what you see on Instagram or whatever. It's like real fans. I mean, he'd sell out shows. God knows what the price of those tickets are back then. And he played, I think he got to a point where he played every instrument. So he was actually able to tell if someone's playing out of tune or anything like that. I've seen him doing warm-up sets, and I realized that when it comes to the art side, he was like a big boss. Like, if you played something a little bit off on the piano, he wasn't having any of that. He was like, people have paid all this. What I liked about him is people paid he used to say to him, people paid a lot of money to come and see this. Everything's got to be on point. And there's that old school way of like really trying to give people back what they invested in. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, you know, again, I'm pretty sure we're going to get into the topic, the whole kid thing. I don't know. But that's where it kind of tarnished it a bit, because, you know, you're not quite sure whether it really was there or whether it wasn't. But all I know is that it went to the highest courts available in the US. And in Bus case quite a few times. So, I mean,
It's hard, isn't it?
it's hard because once they put that on you,
It's hard. Like,
it's even if you bust case, you're still kind of guilty.
but still though.
I know it's a bit weird. It's a bit.
What would you
weird.
say, London?
Boy,
It's hard, isn't
it's
it?
a hard question. But I'm just going to go Bob Marley.
With Marley, is that coming from a place of where maybe in terms of the music you grew it around?
No,
Like, or what you heard a lot as a child?
as a child, I heard more Michael Jackson in the house, obviously. But I feel like when it comes to cultural stuff, Bob Marley's more powerful.
Bob Marley, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Like,
Marley
it's
didn't
more
do the moonwalk though.
Because that's slightly lean on Bob Marley. I don't know what it is.
Yo, the moonwalk.
Like, his words are very powerful.
Don't play. We wouldn't have a Chris Brown without Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
And he kicked ball as well, so
Actually, yeah.
I mean, kickball kept it true.
I think they're just they're quite.
They are
even.
very different.
I think they're quite even. They're just different.
Yeah, they're different, but I'm leaning towards Bob Marley, and he kicks full. So
I think that's probably the best choice at this present moment. Yeah,
I've been proper like just debating in my head, like, yo, this is actually hard to just put who is like better than who. I think maybe I'm just thinking of it like music wise, style wise, the influence they had around the world, the impact, like positive wise. I feel like yes, Michael Jackson, positive, like on a positive wise, he did impact the world. But I feel like it was a much easier for him because Bob Marley, imagine in a little island like Jamaica, look how much effort you have to put for people.
No, 100%. He's got like.
That's what I'm thinking.
Obviously, not like bring it back to football again, yeah. But like, for example, Ajax, like they've got a football kit based off Bob Marley.
Exactly.
Everyone wants that kit.
Exactly.
It's hard, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, did Michael Jackson do a kit? You know what I mean? Those little things there, even I think it's their home song is one, like, I don't know the name of the Bob Marley song, but that's their theme song, innit? So it's like,
oh snap. So every time they play a match, that actually comes on.
That's one of the songs. Do you get
that's lit.
So it's like, that's more impactful than, you know what I mean? That's two worlds, music and fashion in one thing.
That's lit there. I didn't really think of it like that, but that's lit.
His music was pure though. So it's very hard to hear his music and not respect it, especially at that time. When he was dropping his tunes.
Absolutely.
It was self-explanatory. It's got a healing presence to his music, isn't it? Really, definitely. When you have a listen.
But yeah, man, that was a quick, interesting. I want to hear, obviously you guys' opinion on that aspect. But obviously the main subject today is obviously looking into fashion. I know you guys. The reason why I brought you guys, I thought, these guys are very into the game. They know ins and out, more experience than me. You know what I'm saying? You yourself have experience in modeling, experience with different campaigns. I don't know how many campaigns you've modeled for, but I know definitely you have, experience in that yourself. You're like a photographer. You've worked with many different models, artists. So this is like a very nice, podcast. It'd be interesting to have like perspective on both of you guys' field, and for me, it's more like to listen and ask questions and just to see where I can nitpick or maybe see, what I can bring up or make this podcast interesting, I would say. But in general, I just want to ask, what do you think about Balenciaga? Like, in your mind, like, what do you think about it as a brand? Just looking at it as a brand, what do you think about it?
Just high-end stuff, innit? It's like, that's them lot.
Yeah.
That's what I see it as, like just another designer brand that everyone has or tries to go for.
And obviously the reason I'm asking because, what have you seen on social media as well about the whole brand itself and what's going on itself. I think I must have sent like a brief article for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's been enough articles for everyone in the galaxy right now about Balenciaga, but it's like for me, I guess I represent all the people that just got on. You know what I mean? You just got on to your Balenci and it got shut down. You know what I mean? And it's like, it hurts because the problem is apart from the weird teddy bears and the other stuff that they had as a brand, the actual genuine normal clothing, that didn't have any crazy themes or whatever, the quality of them is it really is high.
Yeah.
Do I think they're overpriced? Probably yes. Yeah. But like the quality is high. You can tell straight away when you wear the clothing. Like, oh my god, this is. You can tell this is different. Yeah. I wasn't really into the heavy baggy pants because my era at the time, we already went through that through the 90s. I'm not trying to do that again. Yeah. I know how it looks when it goes out. But essentially, the shoes was very innovative. They took something from Skechers and switched into something else, and it all kind of worked out. And I think. Also, as well, because I have a big respect for fashion, it's like Balenciaga has got heritage before them now. Absolutely. So it's an old couture brand. It's Hispanic brand really. Eventually got bought over by I think the people that own Gucci and all that, and then it moved over to Paris, and then that's when obviously with the birth of the influence of Yeezy and all these other street brands started pushing a little bit more forward. Burberry rebranded itself into like more streetwear stuff to sell. Louis Vuitton did after Virgil. The whole streetwear started getting heavy, and Balenciaga left their mark in that part with the granddad style shoes, triple S's, all these different things that many people have gone and purchased from before. I know a lot of people right now are burning all this different stuff, but I think the one thing is that what's upsetting for me is that the brand leadership above Demna haven't kind of stepped in. That's where I see it, is because I very much doubt from the beginning Balenciaga set out to say, right, okay guys, we're going to create a big brand and I just want you to put pedophile photos online.
Yeah.
I very much doubt.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
You know?
But before obviously you step into that, I just want to give a little segment to what. So, as you may know, there's been an image which is, surfaced around social media where child taking pictures, in instincts you just kind of just look at it and just thought, okay, it's just a fashion modeling kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But when you start looking like closely around the image of the child, which kind of directs to child pornography kind of thing, and the details it kind of leaves within the images, where like some of it has like history cases of like I think there's one where I had to do my research of it myself, where this guy's father actually wanted to sell images, videos of child like pornography or whatever, where he was, and then they wanted to stop him or whatever, but he was saying this is like to do with freedom of will, this why don't I let him do that.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is definitely crazy.
Yeah, it's all crazy.
But obviously the question I want to ask is like, are they doing it deliberate? This is a big brand.
It all started from White Lives Matter.
You think
as
so?
soon as that vibe went out there, I don't know what happened, but it's just everyone's just taken L's ever since that. I don't know what's going on. Too much politic, too much political stuff, too much
is going on, man.
Too much personal stuff being pushed out. Even if you have a personal twisted mind, don't push it out at work. That's just how I see it. I don't know, like, because I'm not a pedophile, so I don't have pedophile issues or that kind of thing. But obviously people that might have that, maybe they want to, but they haven't. I don't know what that whole thing is about. But I think what people want is someone to be held accountable and to move forward. And the problem, like I was trying to get to before, is the leaders, the people who really own Balenciaga, haven't gone down to Balenciaga to say to them, no, you might have to step down, bro. I love the work that you did, but I can't take this. We didn't sign up for this whole kid thing, and you know what I mean? Like, you gotta go, like, no disrespect, but you gotta go.
I feel like they, I feel like they might have done it because, like they say, like, bad things sells, innit? Bad publicity is good publicity in a way, innit?
Yeah. So not this one.
But people are still wearing it.
No. In America, it is going off. In England, we are definitely very programmed heavily into the Matrix. So no one's. Who knows though?
But across Europe, like there could be someone in Paris rocking it right now. Yeah. Like I just feel like, it's just one of those ones, isn't it? Like bad publicity.
It's mad though.
It is mad.
It is mad.
Clicks, innit? Clicks. So
because the more I think about it, like, bro, this is
crazy.
People's daughters, like kids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I saw the ad. They pushed the ad out there. I didn't see shit, to be honest. I looked at it and I thought, I don't know why there's kids there, but whatever. And I moved on. I didn't scan it that deeply.
Okay.
And then later on, someone else must have scanned it, had a look and whatever. And the energy of all of that started when they started scanning into Kanye's White Lives Matter top and what this whole means. And then it all became a bit extra. So when people are posting things, people were really like scanning stuff. You know what I mean? And I feel like they found a hidden thing in the art, but then I don't like the fact that the kids was involved in it. I think if there was an adult in it, it would have been fine. I think if they didn't stick this stupid,
but ultimately they are trying to push out a new campaign, right? But it's the way they kind of how would I say it? Obviously, like if you got a new idea, you were trying to bring up just a new idea to kind of
subliminally.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the way they did it for me. That's what I'm saying. Like, because obviously, as a photographer yourself, you have to go through. Say, man, I'm the CEO, or whatever, and I come to you. Okay, cool. I want you to do this idea for me, and then you're like, okay, cool. I like this. I'm gonna go ahead with it. But within that line, I have to go through certain procedures of saying, this is what I want. This is what you can do. This is that and that and that and that. For Balenciaga, it's such a big brand. They have to go through certain things to say before even to post it. So the fact that it's like, did no one see this? Or
you see,
they just like, oh yeah, we like that. Go post it.
No, they do. There is someone vouched for it, and I think the end of that trail would be Demna. I think after Demna, I think the people who run the business probably have got so much shit going on. They ain't got time to look at the in between shit. Do you get what I mean?
Right.
Demna should be held responsible for it because he's the one. No. But you see, But then hear about this. Yeah. This is the thing about companies' heritage and different things, right? Kanye mentioned about Nazis. No one likes Nazis, but everyone's happy to drive a Nazi mobile. Yeah. Essentially, right?
Yeah.
That's what the history of, Nazis drove those vehicles, and now we're happy to go and buy them, right? But obviously, who runs these brands now are totally different to who ran them from before. I'm not having a go at Balenciaga. I'm not feeling bad about Balenciaga as a brand. Yeah. I'm pissed off at the leadership that's dragging it for this long, because if you were quick to cut off Kanye over anti-Semitic messages or whatever, then with the whole pedophile thing, it's pretty standard. Okay, guys, thanks for all the work you've done before, but you man gotta go. We need a new creative director. Boom. That's it. That would have been squashed. Everyone can get on with the Balenciaga movement and do their thing. That's what everyone wants, really. People who really care about fashion and like the brand and invest in a lot. They like the handbags, they like the shoes, they like the this, Absolutely. I didn't see any pedophilic messages in the shoes or the handbags or anything. It was just this stupid advert. And also they've had a few cheeky ones in the past with what's her name, Cardi B, and she was lying in the grass somewhere, and that was like what 2 years ago or a year ago, whatever. And I was in a billboard in Paris, and there was kids' toys and different things. But this is like a creative director's choice. Do you get what I mean? The products are fine, but then I think somewhere along the line, something got twisted because they started adding other things. Like the first thing I didn't like about Balenciaga, the way they advertised the clothing was, they did one collection where. Was it the it was the Adidas collection earlier. Yeah. And they had models walking down and the outfit was totally fine, but then they were wearing a GIMP mask.
This was Fashion Week, right?
Yeah. It was they were doing a GIMP mask, and they had the long blonde ponytails. One was red, one was blue. And I was thinking, well, you just don't need the GIMP mask. But then I know from Fashion Week shows, sometimes people are just like, sometimes the twisted people have very big creative reach in their space. But sometimes their own inner demons kind of creep into it at times. And I'm thinking like, what's with the GIMP thing? I don't know. But then there's certain other outfits where it isn't a GIMP thing. It's just the black kind of futuristic face.
Yeah,
and I'm
those
like,
ones.
I think that looks hard. But then that's why I'm a bit like, why don't you keep it consistent? Why don't you just have that all the way through?
It's giving satanist kind of vibe, right?
Well, look, in terms of art, there's many. For example, a film director that makes a horror film doesn't necessarily mean that person's like a twisted person. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Okay. It's like, it is what it is. It's art, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, some people might feel otherwise, but like people who made scary films, let's just say, Chucky, the toy that, there's lots of things that scare people. Hellraiser, there's all sorts of crazy stuff out there, right?
Fair enough.
But I just feel in the terms of art, if they're portraying something, okay, but there's a lot of sinful things being pushed out there. But anything to do with kids should just be kind of left alone. That's really all it is.
Yeah, that's
really.
where my issue.
And the choker, the small choker placement, the alcohol, Like
so much
the paperwork in there, it's just like why that's the main thing for me. It's the same as the situation when we were last year talking about Kanye. Why, after all that work of making a good collaboration with Adidas, all this other stuff you've been doing, and also the controversy with Kanye West, you would probably want to try and keep things super clean.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden it's all with the only thing in the whole photo shoot that I liked was the kid shoes. That was it. Everything else, I'm just like, I don't know what all of that is about. Like, why? Do you know what I mean? Why ruin such a good thing? Yeah, you've got people outside your store hooping and hollering, trying to have your neck, and you don't want to offer the lamb to be slayed. You know what I'm saying? You need to give them now to the people and let them do their thing, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. They're angry, so let them chuck the stones, innit? Okay, we got them now. Do you want him still in Balenciaga, or do you want to stone him?
But I give him ratings though for cutting off ties with Balenciaga though.
Who?
Kanye.
No, he didn't.
He did. Cut ties now with them.
Man, I saw him wearing the Adidas Balenciaga clothing. That man don't care. That man don't care. And his Yay 24 is what? Balenciaga clothing. But look how many people still bought it. Because they know the quality is crazy. Until you've bought Balenciaga clothing, you don't understand about the quality is actually crazy. So when you see people burning it, that's probably because they can afford to burn that shit. Because some people might be waiting for the storm to be over.
I hear it.
And that's what it is. And that's the truth. Some people in the groups, they don't like the kid stuff and the whole adverts, but they're just hoping that they can just sort the whole shit out so they can get back to their shit. Just like Gucci when they did the whole gollywog thing, that was deep.
But this is the thing, no one cares though. Like, it's mad because people will still rock it.
Absolutely, it's mad.
Like, it's mad. Like, people will just still rock it. Like, I've seen this week alone, I've seen like three people rocking Balenciagas. Like, do you not? I would go up to them, but I don't, because I'm just like, do you know? Each to their own, innit? Each to their own.
It's because of the price tag, bro. It's deep.
For me, have you got any Balenciaga?
No.
Oi.
Oh, guilty.
That face, that look away is like, I bought one like 5 years ago.
No, it's not even 5 years ago. I bought two hoodies and a t-shirt.
You gonna burn it?
No.
I hear it though.
And I'm just hoping they can the heads of the company step in. That's what needs to happen, because Demna can't control something that he initially set to light. So I think the whole team, him, the set designer who does all that satanic weird shit, all of them lot need to just be removed. Just like how they tried to do with Kanye, get them removed, get a new team in. The only question I think is why they're holding out, because they're trying to find someone to fill in the shoes. It's complicated. You can't just get someone out and then the juniors can just run it. It's not. It's a big fashion house, so it's like I don't know what's going on. And the problem is they're not communicating that much. So obviously it's a PR nightmare. It's a shame for the brand because he was doing well. The corruption might not necessarily be from all the way from the top. I just think it's the creative output from them now that went a little bit overboard. And I think if there was an adult there, no one would have said anything. And if that paperwork that was in there, with the whole child pornography, that's just like people don't mind the child much, but I feel where the kind of issue kind of lies is when they start looking around the image and they start noticing things. I think there was probably even one, like, you know how Kim had the whole strap thing around her body and it said Balenciaga kind of that, you know what I'm saying? There's even one like that, but when you look at that one and you looked on the floor, there was one that different wording and stuff like that. Yeah, I know that's you see, that's it's just like they're hiding little things to tell you guys like we are like satanist kind of. Yeah, but it's the set design. It's the set design and the creative director. They're communicating, right? So they're gonna say this is the photos, this is that. Yeah, cool. They have a little look into them, all the double A's. You know, there's all sorts of stuff. Do you see what I mean? That the whole team created to them. Apart from Demna, has got some weird stuff on there, but not too much. But it's mainly the set designer and the other people who really kind of the stylist and all that have a lot of like weird dark things and hang around certain weird people doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's too much weird. There's too much weird people that need to be squashed. You know what I mean? And if we need to find out who and who really who really co-signed it. Because if Demno was like, I don't really like this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers go. Okay, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna have this. Yeah, fine. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, I'll be honest, I'm one of the few. Some people might not be honest about it. I saw that advert so many times before anyone said anything. I never noticed shit. I didn't even look that deep. I saw kid. No, on Instagram, it was they were pushing it a lot. Yeah, there was even video ads.
Follow Balenciaga, right?
Yeah,
see,
what
I'm saying.
Yeah, well, look, man,
he's getting brainwashed.
Yeah, I know I'm getting brainwashed. But anyway, I was seeing it.
I didn't even see none of that. I
was seeing the video ads. They were pushing a lot with the collab with Adidas at the time, so they were pushing a lot of that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the kid thing came, and remember they just wiped out all the stuff with Kanye. Yeah. And then they brought in this new thing, and then I don't know, that just all went downhill as well.
That's a bad move, bro.
It's a bad move. The kid just and all that. I don't know, all this extra stuff, you know. Might as well just leave a turd on the fucking side.
Imagine wiping your whole page, and putting new stuff up like they did with Kanye, and then come to this. That's an L.
That's an L.
That's an L.
I don't know if you've been on their page recently. They just have like an apology.
No, I can't go on there. You know? I can't leave a cookie trail.
It was just like explain the situation,
but the damage has been done, bro.
Anymore.
You know what I'm saying? The damage has been done. But
I saw the store in Bond Street.
Sorry to disturb you. Don't you think it's a coincidence? Crazy how people went from Yeez to Balenciaga, like, because everyone had an issue with Kanye, the brand Yeez, and then how they were burning his shoes, Yeezy, Adidas, all that crap, and then now people are burning Balenciaga and all that. But Adidas and Balenciaga had a collab in this campaign.
Yeah,
so it's like. Those two brands are very big suspect.
Listen, man, Adidas does a lot of collaborations with a lot of different people in different ways, and they try to add their language to the brands that they associate with their language. They've done stuff with Gucci, obviously it's part Karen Group, home Balenciaga. So they obviously must have linked everything all together. Did the collaboration work? Yes, because you looked in the Adidas website, all the Balenciaga shit was sold out. Sorry. It was all sold out.
Yeah, because that's like entry level thing, bro.
Yeah, of course it's entry level thing. So people are going to be buying it.
100%. That's why it was sold out.
1,500 for certain coats, certain things. Shoes was about £800 or whatever, and it's still sold out. It's just one away, it's whatever. People are Balenciaga's moving. Do you get what I mean? And it's just this campaign has completely ruined all of it. Do you see what I mean? It feels horrible to people who really stood behind the brand.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to point fingers at Kim or the rest of them, but it's like, you know, there was a lot of people that really liked the brand. And blatantly, as I can admit, didn't see any of this shit coming. Do you get what I mean? They just thought whatever. Do you know what I mean? I just felt that right now, the brand needs to find a better way of handling the situation, and someone needs blood, right? They need someone to put all this energy on, and because Balenciaga's not offering them anyone, they're just hitting the brand, and the brand is getting smashed. Now in America, they're protesting out there, they're removing shoes from the store because they're scared people are going to burn them and do all sorts of, there's all sorts of stuff going on in America.
So crazy, man.
In UK, is in a very interesting place right now.
100%
in terms of people's mind.
Yeah,
like especially big brands.
100%.
It's just like, bro, and I feel like people are starting to understand slowly how fashion industry actually works, what they do behind the scene. Because maybe 5 years down the line, 5 years maybe ago, you wouldn't think of any of these things are happening. Yeah, you would hear a little bit some that you just like, yeah, whatever.
The models will tell you shit like that.
Come on, man, I got Gucci.
The models have all the stories, bro. They're the ones who know about it. Yeah, so there's that other side. So like when all of this stuff's coming out, it's like, you know what I mean? We from a model's point of view, it's like we saw this coming. But I've never modeled for Balenciaga, so I wouldn't know. But who knows?
Yeah.
In terms of other stuff, that's how it comes out.